Well, good morning, everybody. How are we doing here? Welcome to Thursday. Remember, today's a half a day. Also, remember that today, um, members of Hit and Run Candlesticks, Right Way Options, and BYOB Trading. If you guys all want to meet up at starting at 10 a.m. Eastern in the combo room, Doug is going to kick off member e-learning, followed by John. Here, I actually have an image of that. There we go. Unfortunately, after looking at my airline reservations and flying out today, I'm going to have to cancel. So, hope everyone understands with that. So, join John and Doug this morning, okay? Hey, thanks everybody for being here for the pre-market charts and targets. One thing I do want to go over really quick, and this is kind of the schedule for me and doing charts and targets. So I want to post this up here. So I will be back at work for Monday. Tuesday, just in the morning. I might touch base somewhere during the day. But starting Wednesday on the 9th, I'm heading out on vacation, a true honest to goodness vacation. So I'm going to be out these 3 days. So charts and targets won't be available. I won't be doing it. We're going to put it on pause for a little bit. And then we've got Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm going to be out this week as well. Okay. So the 14th to the 18th, there'll be no charts and targets. At least I don't think so. We start getting into Thursday and Friday. We'll see. Okay. But then starting Monday, the 21st, I should be able to do charts and targets in the morning. I should be able to do my normal morning in the Hit Run Candlesticks room. That's the plan. And then we'll see what happens throughout the day. But we'll talk to the members about that. But I just want to let everybody know my schedule for charts and targets. I'm just taking a vacation, a needed break for as far as I'm concerned, and looking forward to it. Going to do a whole lot of fishing. So that's the plan. All right. Now let's take a look here. Hey, Yorina, good morning. Thank you. Yellowstone, heading to Yellowstone. This weekend, I'm just going to go see another granddaughter and family there. Hey, good morning, Daryl. Good morning. Good son, good morning. Yorina, again, good morning. Daryl, Bart, JW, Tommy, Ed, good morning. Gold to mine, good morning. Donna, good morning. Joe, Sonny, good morning. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Well, I guess the jobs report is out and the market is somewhat satisfied, sort of. We're not really going anywhere. Pre-market, the candle kind of moved around a little bit, and you see it's kind of moving now, but nothing to get too excited about. Not at all. So at the moment, the bulls still have total control. You can see that we're clearly in a trend. The T-line is still trending up. Price above that T-line above the trend indicator. We are, price is a little far from the trend indicator there. So we always have to be conscious of that. I think we always have to be careful. And it's not so much that, if we start pulling back a little bit, I'm not bearish here. We're still in a trend. That's just a pullback, but positions you own might start to get a little painful, even crushed in some cases. So I'm not too worried about a little pullback, but we definitely don't want it to go where below those green dots, because then they'll turn red, and that could create a bit of a problem. Market may want to pull back a little more here. Q's looking good. IWM, jeepers creepers, has been on a roll. Now I see pre-market, we're trying to put a little shooting star in here. But this is pre-market. We still have some day to go. But do keep in mind today's a half day. Volume probably going to be a little bit light. So, keep that in mind. And then, of course, tomorrow's a holiday, okay? T2123 remained bullish yesterday, 100%. VXX remained bearish, 100%. So life is looking pretty good there for the market. Outside of a little just being stagnant today, right now, I see no reason, no signs that the market is going to, you know, make something bearish out of it here. So, yeah. Anyway, charts like Apple, they're still looking good. Amazon still looking good here. You know, some of those, a couple of those big ones, those are still looking good. Bull, BULL, coming off the bottom here. Nice rounded bottom. That's still looking good. I was kind of hoping today for a little bit of a move down here. And maybe, just maybe, before I get out of here today, maybe it will. I'd like to buy it in this area. But if not, I'll just wait till next week because I know it'll give us a pullback. SOUN, that's still looking good. We have some of this in the larger account. Might buy some in the smaller account while it's down here. But SOUN is still looking good. Still looking for about that $15 mark. BTU, what a surprise, right? So I've been holding this in the larger account for quite a while, and here we're popping up. So who knows? Maybe BTU is starting to get up there. If we take a look at it here, let's look at this right. Well, let's do it this way. Green. You know, once we hit this bottom and started moving up, then all of a sudden there's a nice little consolidation from, you know, this up, low, up, and then starting to consolidate. We start breaking out here. That makes it pretty interesting moving up to some of these targets. So keep an eye on BTU. Big surprise on that. So cool. Very happy with that. IBIT, we broke out of that trend line. Let's get that trend line up there. There we go. We broke out of that trend line, and that seems to be working okay. Looking at the target up here, oh, I don't know, what is that number? Somewhere in there. About six, we'll call it 67 up here. So for me, and I know for a lot of other traders, but what we're going to watch is this trend right here. And I mentioned this in the trading room yesterday. Something we haven't talked about in a long, long time was a T-line run. And that's when, here, let's do it, I guess, like this. T-line run is when price jumps over the T-line like this right here and doesn't close below it. See, up here, look at that. Did not close below it, up more. And right here, this might have qualified as a close below. Yeah, that might have. What you have to remember is if price continued up, it pulled the T-line up. So the T-line might have been a little bit lower here. But either way, you see that never closed below the T-line. And then once we went below and above, look at that, all the way, well, to here. And then we closed below the T-line. That's what you call a T-line run right there. Well, when price starts setting up again like we are right now, wow, my phone is blowing up over here. When price starts setting up, and here we are bouncing off the 50 up, we're back down below the T-line and the trend indicator, and we come back up. Well, that's what I'm looking for right there. I'm looking for that that T-line run to kind of hang in there. I mean, that would be a perfect world, wouldn't it? All the way up. Watch for those minor pullbacks, but we don't want to close below the T-line. So anyway, that's what I'm kind of looking for on IBIT. AI. Several folks mentioned AI yesterday. There's some folks in AI that I know of, and I think it's looking marvelous here. You got 200. You have a little bit of resistance, speed bump stuff, and then maybe we can get up, you know, above 30 up here. But overall, if you look at the overall trend, like just put an overall trend there, you can see that it's trading upward. So far, quite bullish. Let's see. Here's a nice one. If it's still lunar, take a look at lunar. This morning I was flipping through some charts and lunar came up, and look at that nice trend on the 50-period moving average. I think lunar might be setting up. You've got a little bit of, let's put a little box around there. All that right there. You've got to worry about this top, and then this top. But all that's tradable. And then once you break out, now we've got, maybe a path to just under 16, 15 anyway. Okay, so lunar. BBY, Best Buy. Is that Best Buy? Yeah. Best Buy might be setting up. Rounded bottom breakout. So I'm kind of watching that one. And if you're familiar with the rounded bottom breakout, it's all about the 50-period moving average and the 200 right there. So there's your playground right through there. So let's keep an eye on playground, on BBY. Alrighty. Hey, good son, Hood. Let's see here. Yeah. Look at that. Look at Hood. Totally. Here we above the T line, never closed. Never closed it. That one is marginal, but let's go with it. Even this I don't believe this closed below the T line because right away we got a bullish candle, and because the T line is only an 8 EMA and there's a lot of weight on the front end, price will pull it up. So it makes it look like it might have closed there, but I doubt it did. And that's the same way with this one over here. But notice that no close, no close. Wow. That's one heck of a T-line run. Thanks, good son. You've been in it since June. Way to go. Smooth move, man. Nice. Hey, Bal, you're looking at LRCX. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me grab a drink here. And no, it's not bourbon, just coffee. Yeah, I don't know that a person can go wrong looking for a chart that's trending and then simply wait for these little pullbacks, these opportunities, what we call a PBO pullback opportunity. You watch for these little pullbacks, and they're all over the place in a trending chart. This is a pullback opportunity. Every single trending chart you'll ever find, there's these little opportunities like this. And that's a beautiful chart. Pull back, buyers step in. Today's still looking good. So you entered it yesterday. Way to go, Val. I mean, I think that's this type of trading is I don't know. It's like the best, I think. Super simple, super visual, very easy, built-in stops almost. If you're following things like the 8 EMA or the T line, what we call the T line, if we close back below that, maybe you don't close it out, but you sure should have some concern and you should reevaluate the chart. So anyway, I think that's super. Congratulations. Hello, STLD, starting to come back up. Yeah, that's starting to come back up. See how it's just doing all this consolidation? And that's all it's doing right now. Inverted head and shoulders. So I look at this, man, we start taking out these tops right there. That's what I would like. And now it's kind of free to move up. A few other targets here. We'll have to look at 146 and maybe look at that top. Let's go to the weekly. Look at all that weekly. We get through that weekly, and now we're free. Maybe free to run to 200, right? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Did I miss anything else in there? No. Bal, you're looking at APH. Yeah. APH long. I see. This is another one. Bal's telling the story, what he likes to find here, guys. Beautiful charts trending. Take advantage of the little rest here. Looking for that next little swing to the upside. And let's look at those swings here. Let's look at this. So, if bought in this little pullback, look at that swing. If bought in this pullback or the breakout, look at that swing. if bought here, little swing, if bought here, little pop. So take advantage of those swings. Way to go. Or just hold it, stay in it as long as it stays with you. So, hey, Mike, QBTS. Yeah, that's a winner there. I like that one. That's on my watch list today as well. That's looking really good. And see, this is one of those where we see how we're down. Well, first of all, let's take a look at this. Look how the 50 period moving average is moving up. Look how we broke out big time and ran. And now see how we've come back to that 50 period moving average, close to it anyway. And now notice how price has gone from below the T-line trend indicator to above right here, I guess, like that. So what might we be looking for? Well, maybe that T-line run in there and we start moving up. Target about right in there. Can't see the price right now. And then right here, we're back to these highs. And that would be a great target to shoot for. And then we can worry about, above that area. So price action, we get into the 1880 area. Anyway, I love it. Way to go, Mike. You say you're still in it. Congratulations. Hey, good morning over there. Facebook, YouTube, X. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. CMPS. Hey, Daryl. CMPS. Yeah, it's trying to move up. I guess you're looking at this long. You're in it. Just remember there's a lot of, I don't know what your trade plan is. I don't know what your hold time is, nor how much pain you're willing to live through. I don't know that. But it certainly, might head up here. No doubt about it. We've got buyers stepping in. But do remember that bottoms are formed with a low, a high. And wherever that high is, then it could be here, it could be higher, but a higher low. So that's how bottoms are formed. I find it very unlikely, unless it was like they cured cancer or something, that we're just going to keep doing this, keep doing what it's doing. I find that unlikely. So, keep in mind that how bottoms are formed. So just think about that. But that's looking pretty good. UNH is one I'm in that area, and I'm holding UNH a little bit longer term, healthcare plans. But I'm holding that right now, and I'm in it, and we'll see what happens. So thank you anyway. Hey, good morning, Hydro. VFC. VFC, you're in it long. I think it's creating a nice bottom down here. Absolutely. Very nice. In fact, let's get rid of that. Let's put this up. Probably right through there. All that right there is creating a bottom. Once we break out there, then I think we're, maybe good to go. But right now, I think it's looking great. And in fact, look at here. Inverted head and shoulders setting up over the 50, maybe today, maybe next week. But I think that's looking pretty good. Thank you very much. And plug, yeah. Plug is still bullish. It's still bullish. Just keep in mind, you're going to have that back and forth, up and down, but it's still bullish. Notice the trend indicator here. See how we're green. Doesn't matter what price does. Price goes up and down. And don't take that wrong. I'm a lover of price. I think price is king, but price can also be on drugs. I mean, it can be, drunk. And look at price. It's just weekend drunk. That's all there is. It's just weekend drunk. Pretty quick. Monday morning will roll around, and it'll sober up, and it'll start acting good. Look at the trend indicator here. It's still working. So right now, I still have a target up here at $1.85 on plug there. Hey, Sean, holy crap. BTQQF. Way too many ticker symbols. But it's up. If you're long, stay long. Okay. Unless I've got more information from you. This is not one I'm going to look at in a billion years. You look over here and the volume is zip. But hey, it's trending, right? So just follow typical rules. T-line, play the pullbacks, make sure you take profits. All right. Irene is up. Maybe a little too far from the T-line, I would think. 11% can't be in my ball game. And it might do trading. It may trade well. You may do wonderful on it, but I've got to play ball what's in my ball game. And 11% from the T-line there is just ouch. Too dangerous. Very parabolic. But who says it can't do that for the next 9 weeks? It could. Just follow the trend. Trade by your rules. Hey, good morning, Stefan. LEU. LEU is simple. Going to need to get over that big, beautiful candle right there of 183.60. Risk traders, certainly buy it right in, willing to roll the dice a little bit. Ooh, losing my voice. Below the trend indicator here, I'd be out of it, but up over that 183, certainly one to take a look at. Yeah. NVIDIA. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still moving up. NVIDIA is bullish. I hear a lot of so-called smart people, on television talking about NVIDIA. It's overpriced and it's over this and it's over that. Holy crap. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you guys do, and gals. I will take almost anybody in here that's listening to me as a better trader than any one of those people. When you hear them say, "Oh, well, it's overpriced. It's going to pull back." Yeah, how's that working out for you, sport? So follow the trend. Don't listen to the news. Listen to yourself. You're the best trader out here. So go NVIDIA. Yeah. All right. Let me get all kinds of messages here. Yeah, all kinds of hold on here. All right. What time is it? Oh, we're about that time anyway. Let's see if I have any more. Oh, yeah. RGTI. There were several people in the room that made some money on RGTI yesterday. Watched for the little pullback, and we're getting that right now. So nice inside day. I still have an upside target of 14.15 here, and then even higher, but you've got to trip that wire before you can go higher. The next level will be testing these tops up here. But RGTI is looking really, really good. Okay. Yeah, Oklo might be having a little relief here. Yeah. So that will be great for some of us. All right. Let's call it a day. Thank you, everybody. Hit and Run Candlestick members, I will see you at the bottom of the hour. I do want to mention something here, too, that I forgot to mention. Doggone it. And please forgive me. Let me go grab that. And while I'm trying to grab that image, remember that John at BYOB Trading has an open house on Monday the 7th, okay? Monday the 7th. And I got to tell you, if John is a killer day trader, if you're even remotely interested in day trading, go check it out. If you are a day trader, go check it out. Swing traders thinking, I'll never day trade. I'm not suggesting you start day trading, but if just learn his methods, you can move it into swing trading, okay? Very simple methods. Does very, very well. You'll see some of the percentages that he makes there, okay? Anyway, Monday the 7th, okay? All right, we'll see everybody. Members, see you in just a few minutes at the bottom of the hour. Thank you so much, everyone, for putting up with my voice, and thanks for understanding in all the vacation time. So I will be here Monday, though. Keep that in mind, and Tuesday, I think, as well. I'll confirm that. All right, Thanks, everybody. You guys take care. Bye.